Hello everyone. Welcome to Theologate Talks, a mission experience series of the Divine Word Theologate, a formation house of the Divine Word Missionaries in Chicago, Illinois. My name is Huiwin SVD. The most well-known theologians of the 20th century, Carl Rung, said that God created in us a capacity for transcendence, a capacity to experience God. Indeed, God is calling and enticing everyone. Yet, God needs people's response. And this is what happened to one of our confreres, who will be our guest for today. He heard God's call and converted to Catholicism. Now he is a deacon and will be ordained priest in May 2021. Let us listen to his incredible vocation story. Welcome, Fransiskus, and nice to meet you today.
Thank you, Hui.
First of all, could you please tell us how you came to know Catholicism and why you wanted to be converted?
Well, I was born into a Buddhist family, and my parents sent me to Catholic school because in Indonesia, Catholic schools are known for a good quality of education. This Catholic school was run by the Providence sister in my hometown, Semarang, Central Java. And I became Catholic because of the testimony of the faith of the sisters who taught me. They were, they showed me like they were concerned about their student. And one day I asked the sister, because in my school there were a picture of Jesus in every corner of the school. So I asked her, "So sister, who is he?" And the sister, my teacher said that he's my husband. I said, "Your husband? So what do you mean? So this school belong to you?" And my teacher told me about, who is Jesus, why Jesus become of the love of her life, and why Jesus how Jesus taking care of her, how Jesus so good, so wonderful in her life. So I said, that's give me think about, oh wow, this man is must something special. But after that, so I just quiet, I just think about it. And then under my 7th grade, I asked my teacher, the sister, can I join a CCD? And I asked my mom before my parents, can I join a Catholic? Can I become a Catholic? My parents were very supportive. Yes, you can. So I was baptized on the end of my 7th grade. And then the following year, I received my confirmation sacrament, the sacrament of confirmation. And very interesting thing that after I was baptized, my 2 younger sisters was also baptized. So now in my family, all of my siblings and I were baptized, except for my parents. So
that's an interesting story. So your sister also went to the same school with you?
Yes.
They also got inspired by the sisters, I believe so.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. But why did you decide to join the SVD, and how did your family respond to your decision?
Okay, this is very interesting question. Since I was in high school, I wanted to enter seminary, because in my parish there was my pastor, the one who always came to my home, like visiting us, eat with us. And then I asked him, why do you want to come to our family? Because in my family only my sis and only 3 of us become Catholic. And he said that, I cannot come to your family. So I was amazed by what he did to us. Like he came to our family with his bicycle, and then we just talk, chit chat. And then one day I asked my mom, can I become like him? And my mom said, no. How dare you are? Because my mom heard that become a priest, you cannot marry, you have to live a single life. And then my mom asked me, who's gonna taking care of you when you're getting old? I said, I don't know. Let me find out from the priest. So the next day I asked my parish priest, so who's gonna taking care of you when you're getting old, when you cannot do anything? And he said, no, the congregation gonna taking care of me. I said, okay. So I told my mom, congregation, mom, his congregation. And my mom said, whose congregation? No. There's not like that. So my mom said that you should marry, have a family. When you getting old, your wife and your children gonna taking care of you. So after I graduated from my high school, I asked my mom, can I join the seminary? And my mom said, no, how dare you are. So my mom said, you study first, and then we're gonna talk after this. So after that, after I graduated from my high school, I received a scholarship from one of university in Indonesia, in Surabaya. So I received the scholarship, and then I've studied there. My major was hotel management. So, and then after that, after graduating from my college, I still won't become a priest, but I think if my parents didn't give me blessing, so what's the point? So I just after graduating from my college, I worked in the hotel for 1 year, and I applied and I came to United States right after that. So after I came to United States, I worked in New York. And then after 7 years in New York, so I think about why, my vocation is growing already. It's started growing. So I just think, I think this is the time that I need to enter religious life after making enough money. So in year 2008, I'm looking many congregation, like what in my mind is like, I want to join the religious congregation. So and when I was in Indonesia, I already knew about SVD. So let me contact this congregation. So this is like very tough time for me, after you make a good money, and then you have to join seminary. But in another side, I was like, this calling, like become a priest, is very, very strong. So after that, after I did my discernment, like in a monastery in Atlanta, Georgia, and then the priest said that, why don't you try become a priest? So long short story, I quit my job, and then I joined I entered Upward in year 2009, and after four and a half years at Upward, I was accepted into the novitiate. And then on August 8, 2015, I professed my first vows. And then I entered, and I moved to Chicago, enter a CTU to study theology, and then after I finished 2-year theology, I spent 2 years in Paraguay for my OTP. For all of you who don't know OTP is like Overseas Training Program. It's a program that allow us to have an experience about the culture in different country. So after 2 years, I returned to CTU to continue my study. So now I'm in my last year. So yeah.
Very long story and interesting story. And I could imagine how hard it is, to quit a good job, making good money and join a seminary where you have very, very little financial support, you don't really make money, but you have to study, spend time to discern and to grow in your vocation and things like that. So it's not easy at all, but you make it until this point. That's really good.
If I can say, I want to share about my little experience when I was in Epworth, so people can.
Oh yeah, sure.
People can think about Epworth. So okay, when I was in Epworth, my first time in Epworth, it's a little bit awkward for me. I used to walk together with the people from different countries, but in Epworth, you have to live with people from many countries. Walk and live is totally different. And my first time, I have to have a roommate. In old time, we have a roommate. And when you have a roommate, you need to be considered with your roommate. And this is a little bit like, I said, this is no, I choose a wrong place. What is that? Is this? And then in the middle, nowhere. And then, but after 6 months, I start to love Epworth and I like Epworth. And then, we become a minority among the, I'm the only Indonesian student, but I get along with a lot of my friends, especially a sister, a seminarian from Vietnam. So that's after 6 months, I feel happy, this is my place. This is the place that God gave it to me. Even though there is a nowhere, in the middle nowhere, but I learn from many people, from my professor, from the staff, from another student, that enrich my intercultural experience. So overall, after 4.5 years studied at Epworth, I can say that our college, Divine Word College Seminary in Epworth, Iowa, is one of the best colleges that people can consider to study, to have education, because all there we not only come to study, but we live in the community life. We have work study. We have a lot of activities that help us to have intercultural sensitivity.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because I also study at Epworth, and I can totally agree with Fransiskus and highly encourage you to consider it. Let us move to the next question. What does the year of 2020 means for you? Because actually this year there are a lot of changes, a lot of differences. So what does it mean to you?
I think for me, the year of 2020, it has been a rough year, but also has been a good year. First, as we know, in year 2020, the whole world was hit by COVID. A year in which many people lost their relative, and also many people lost their job. But thanks God that none of my family and relatives have contracted COVID and still have their job. However, there also a good year, also a blessing year for me. And why? because in this year 2020 there is three most important, significant event in my life, in my religious life that happened. First, I'm grateful for in 2020 that I was allowed to profess my perpetual vows with my 4 other brothers. This is such as a great blessing that God gave it to me. So after 11 years in formation, can you imagine 11 years? I profess like my perpetual vows. So in this case, wise mean perpetual vow. We have 3 vows in our society, like vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience. And then with this vow, we are the permanent member of the Society of Divine Word. So this is one of the great blessing. And then besides of that, after 11 years in formation, finally, a day before I profess my perpetual vows, my parents gave their blessing and were proud of my religious vocation. Especially my mom, because my mom was worried like about my vocation. Not worry in sense of worry, but who's gonna taking care of me when I'm getting old. That's the only thing that concern for my mom. But however, like time passing on, time passed by, and my mom finally, a day before I call her, I pray, I always pray, I ask God, give me, for you nothing is impossible. So I just pray that, believe that, and for about 7 years, my parents and I, we never talk about my vocation, because I said, Mom, please don't talk about my vocation, because when we talk, there is not argument, there is a disagreement between us. So instead of, why don't we just talk about positivity? If I'm gonna change my mind, you are the first person that I will let you know. So after that, after 11 years, I called my mom, and my mom said she proud of me because what? I was persevere. My mom said that she's proud about my perseverance after, her and my dad not agree with my vocation, and they said that finally, you make it after 11 years, and then she following my final vows with the tablet that my sister borrowed to her. So she watched my final vows from the beginning until the end. And a lot of her friends who are Catholic say that you should be happy, you should be proud that you give the best one, you offer the best one, which is your son, to God. And she said that she proud of me. That's another blessing. That's I think another blessing that have received a blessing from my parents. And then another thing is, after and this year also, and in July, I received my first assignment from our superior general. That after my ordination, which is gonna be my ordination, if God willing, I will be ordained as a priest in May 22nd, 2021. On the feast of Santa Rita of Cassia, a patron saint of impossible cause. And after my ordination, our superior general in Rome, he appointed me to work in our one of in Western Province, SVD Western. That's another blessings. And then the last blessing that I received, that on the feast day of my patron saint, October 4th, which is like a Saint Francis of Assisi, my final vows classmate, five of us, including myself, we received our diaconate ordination through the hands of Monsignor Mark Bartosik, Auxiliary Bishop of Chicago. So there is a rough time. Also, a lot of important event in my life happened in year 2020. And I think that's why I told you in the beginning, this is like a rough, also a blessing for me.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I think like that's how we look at it. In time of difficulties, and we try to find the blessings that we receive. And if we are open, if we are conscious, we're gonna find it, and we are grateful for that.
There is a quote saying that there are always something to be grateful for. So I believe that there is, in the midst of pandemic, in the midst of COVID, so there is something grateful in my life also, which is I should be grateful, be thankful to God.
Yeah, very good. I think one last question for you.
Yes.
Many people are having a very busy life right now, and for us too, students doing ministry, working, and a lot of things in the community. But how do you balance between work, study, and your realization, your self-care? So could you please share with us something about that?
First, I try to do my task, my job that I have to complete. So I need to do that first. That's my priority. So after I do all my tasks, you know what I did? I give reward myself, which is like self-care, which is I said about self-care. Since, a lot of restaurants closed and we cannot go anywhere, but there is a lake Michigan around near our house, like about 30-minute walk. So for my self-care, like every day since April, this year, last April. So after I finish my test, my job, like for the day, I walk from our house to downtown through the Lake Michigan.
Oh, that's a long walk.
Yes, that's a long walk. It's like one trip from our house to Lake Michigan, about 7 miles. It took me 2 hours to walk. But and then round trip is about 4 hours. So I was amazed that the Lake Michigan is, I can find a lot of nature. For example, I looked at the water. I heard the water, the voice of the water, and then a lot of bird, and then a plant. That's make me think that how great our God. I never get bored. Walk to downtown to the Lake Michigan. So I want to explore. If there is a sun, if there is no snow, I would like to go. So that's one of my self-care.
I think what you do is so wonderful in terms of not only like your physical health, but also your mental health, and that's really good.
And I think I want to say one thing that to our audience, if there are young men think about their vocation, think about what is want to do some things for like a meaningful in their life, they may consider to join our society, the Society of Divine Word. Our society formed by Saint Arnold Jansen, and on September 1875, and we are working in 84 countries around the world with more than 6,000 members. So if any young man want to think about looking about what they can do for their life, so come join us and contact our vocation office. Just Google Divine Word Missionary Vocation Office, and you can find the number, and you just contact it.
Thank you. Yeah, so very much appreciate your time and your sharing today, and I'm sure that whatever you share is very helpful for many people, and I wish you all the best, and may God bless you abundantly.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone for watching this video, and we hope to see you soon and share with you more about our mission experience. Please subscribe to our channel and share this video, and also like it. May God bless you and keep you safe.
Peace.
Thank you very much.
I say peace to everybody.
Peace.
Peace.